Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. For those watching on YouTube, you got an early treat right there.
Yeah.
Because
I toasted with my
misshapen water bottle. That definitely looks a little more phallic now that I think about it.
It is a little
With that
crooked,
said,
yeah.
let's take a drink.
Yeah, I toasted with my Miller High Life, and Rick showed his crooked water, so to speak. So we're off to a blazing start. Happy 4th of July. We're recording this on the 4th of July.
Yes,
right
'cause we're
around
dedicated.
Right around noon, so I figured 4th of July,
Yep.
the second most American thing you can do today.
Nice.
We'll just leave it
Yeah.
at that. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for joining us. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the old TikToks. That TikTok, by the way, that we did, we'll get to it. Our first Chewing the Fat segment had around, since last check, 18,000 TikTok views.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it really blew up. So that's awesome. We'll keep doing those as we go. Rick and I will try to find a day this week to do another one, but we got to see what schedules allow. We got the Patreon page, patreon.com/I'mFatPod. Of course, our TeePublic shop. The link is in our bio. Make sure if you have anything to buy at TeePublic, you do it with our link because we get a little kickback for that. What else, Rick? Anything else? Make sure you're subscribed on our wherever you listen to your podcasts, and go to the youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast and subscribe to that page there. And I think that covers all the propers, right?
Yeah, it's a hot one out there these few
Yeah.
days. Yesterday, today, well, so Saturday, Sunday, or no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I know what day it is, I promise. Little toasty for the fats. So, while you're getting ready for your cookout, you're prepping the meat and all that stuff. Prep your own meat. Get that Gold Bond on there early.
Yeah, exactly. Prep your meat. That's the best advice we can give. So, as happens every week, Rick and I start texting like, all right, when do we want to record this week? What's going on? And the holiday weekend throws a wrench into kind of everything. But I also kind of realized like I hadn't really done much this week in terms of food adventures aside from Chewing the Fat, which again we'll get to. So I had something in mind that I wanted to do this week. And I texted Rick and I said, I have a surprise for you on the podcast. So Rick, check your texts. I just sent you photos of my culinary adventures yesterday. Had to drive out to Indiana. Oh, wait, they're still sending.
If you went to Indiana, then I might know what this is.
The Wi-Fi is just sizzling fast in my house as I stall for the photos to complete sending. They're coming, and they're coming, and they've been delivered.
Oh, shit. Jay went to Qdoba.
We went to Qdoba, and somebody last week on Twitter, and I'm sorry I didn't write the name down, sent me a video of 2 dudes on the internet like arguing Qdoba versus Chipotle. And these 2 guys had a very convincing argument in favor of Qdoba. So I'm like, screw it, let's go. Hope's like, yeah, well, we haven't been there in a while. Let's go. Yeah. So I'll say this. There are things Qdoba does better. But I think, well, let's start. Okay, so I got the 3 tacos.
Okay.
I got the basic chicken. They have a Cholula chicken, which is like a promotional flavor right now.
Yep.
And then I got the pork. And the pork is what the video convinced me to go try again.
Okay.
The pork at Qdoba is better than Chipotle's.
Okay.
I will say that. It's a more robust flavor. It's smokier. It's not as dry as Chipotle's carnitas can be sometimes. I'll also say their chips are better, and their queso is obviously better.
Yeah.
They also have a Diablo queso now.
Yes, they do.
And Hope got that in her bowl, and that was fantastic.
Yes.
So, okay, cool. Qdoba also has a ton more options in terms of things to put on top. So, pico, multiple salsas, cojita cheese, pickled onions, regular onions, cilantro. So there's a lot of different things you can add. Whereas Chipotle is
and
like
they're not extra either.
they're not extra, right? So they win in the topping options. I just I just think that generally Chipotle's meat is better because I don't like the way Qdoba cubes their meat. Like the chicken is chopped really, really fine in little fine squares.
Yeah.
Whereas I prefer like the bigger chunks of meat
Okay.
that Chipotle has. And I think Chipotle's not tortilla chips, but actual tortillas are better. So
Okay.
it's kind of like just for me, like a taste thing, like whatever you're in the mood for.
Sure.
But I felt better about Qdoba than I felt about it in a long time.
Nice.
Addie, on the other hand, said, "Tell Ricky he has bad taste."
Well,
But she got a quesadilla.
okay. Like,
But they
I'm
did-
trying to think. I can't even think of the last. I've had their quesadillas before, but I'd be lying if I said it's been in the last few years at least.
Well, what they did on this one was they make the quesadilla, and then
Okay.
obviously she got chicken, sour cream, she's
Yeah.
weird, and cheese,
Okay.
and then they fold it, and then they put
Fold
cheese on
it.
top.
Oh, they put cheese on top.
Yeah,
I
so
know
they-
that's I know that's a thing they offer. I didn't know that was like a default.
Well, maybe it's not, but she ordered this like
Yeah.
specific, baked
Okay.
whatever it was called.
Sure.
And it's almost like if you had the grilled cheese burrito at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The same idea with the layer of melted cheese on top. So
Okay.
and Hope loved her bowl. She got the pork too. The pork is fantastic.
Yeah.
Their pork is way better than Chipotle's, I think. But I don't think the gap is as wide as I had made it out to be. It's just I had to go to Indiana to find one. And I think I'm just like Russ, our buddy, Russ Schneider, was showing us like he's got a bunch really close to him.
Yeah.
I'm in a black hole of Qdoba. There's none around me. So I had to go to Cherville to get it.
Jeez. Yeah.
By the way, going to Indiana is like going to another country. Dude, it's so weird.
in
Like
so many ways.
as soon as you cross the border, well, first of all,
Yeah.
gas is like $1 cheaper, which is nice.
Yeah.
But like, there's like these weird restaurants that had, like left Illinois like 20 years ago, like
They retired to Indiana.
like Minor Dun. Do you remember Minor Dun was like a
That sounds like a name thing you and me and Herb have done.
yeah, like Major Right.
Yeah.
Major Dun. Yeah, it was like an old timey burger shop.
Okay.
There
But they
was
have a cock robin there.
it was probably there's Round the Clock, which is
You
like
said robin on the
everywhere.
radio? Yeah.
Yeah, so Indiana's weird, but hey, we had Qdoba, and then we stopped off in Cherville at the Dairy Belle, which is like their kind of version of Dairy Queen.
Oh, okay.
I have to
Mixed
say-
with Taco Bell.
No, that's horrible. But Dairy Belle, really good. Their flavor of the month was Dreamsicle, so I got Dreamsicle soft serve on a waffle cone, and that was great. So there's a bunch of Dairy Bells in Indiana, but
A beefy, cheesy Sunday.
Taco Bell will do that, by the way, before they bring the double
I
decker
know.
back. Oh, this leads us nicely into before we got to get to the stupid ass Cheez-It thing they're trying to push.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You might be getting some sort of kickback off of having the Cheez-It brand, like, mixed with Taco Bell, but, like, come on, man. Like, that, no. Just no.
No, okay. So if you haven't seen this, the big Cheez-It Tostada, it is I don't know, probably like 6x6 inch Cheez-It, just a giant Cheez-It, topped with beef and cheese and lettuce and tomato. But who asked for this?
That's the question. With so much stuff, especially like some of the random junk that Taco Bell's been throwing out there, who's asking for it?
No one.
It's always a question because no one's like, you know what I always like to put in my Mexican food or my Mexican food? Cheez-Its.
like the air quotes. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just
like, why?
no, it's just not necessary. It's just no one wants this. Bring back the classics that everybody wants. Keep the Mexican pizza permanent.
Right.
I get it. Part of like what makes Taco Bell what they are is like the viral aspect of it.
Sure.
And it plants the seed. I understand the purpose of it. But I don't know, just give me what I want instead and I'll be there more often.
Exactly.
Like your novelty item might get me in the door,
right.
but I'm probably not going to come back for that.
No. You know what people don't really need? Cheez-Its with their Taco Bell. You know what they do need? The goddamn caramel apple empanada.
You will die on this hill, and I will help you. Well, I will not help you die, but I will. I'll help you on that hill because your description of these makes me want to try them really, really badly, and I've never had them before.
It's so good. It was so good.
Yeah,
There's got to be a place, and I'm sure there is, that does a more like realistic isn't the right term, but authentic type. And even though authentic is a really very loaded term for anything coming from Taco Bell, but like I have had a like caramel apple, actually, but not like with the super crispy, like sugared outside. Mm-hmm. The empanada place that used to be in the French Market,
yes,
had caramel apple empanadas basically, and it was so good.
Okay, well, I'm looking here. Good. There is a place in Homewood. Okay. Yes, that's where I'm from, Homewood. Called Empanadas, 1943 Ridge Road. Mm-hmm. They do have an apple empanada, apple slices, brown sugar, and cinnamon. So it's not the caramel apple. They also have a banana Nutella empanada. Mm-hmm. Next time you visit me, we should go to this place. I think you'd really like it. It's fantastic.
I think at Fall Fest I got something.
Yeah, because they used to just be at all the festivals, and then they finally opened like a proper storefront.
Nice.
And it is beautiful. The building looks awesome, and it's one of those places that's kind of out of sight, out of mind for us. Like, and we never kind of go like directly that way. But we're like, we should go to Empanadas, and every time we do, we're like, I'm really glad we did that. That place is really, really good, and I guess they have. I'm not going to get soup in the winter, or in the summer, but apparently they have really good soup. So I'll let you know in the fall.
People that get soup in the summer, terrorists.
Oh my God! So Addie had a couple of softball games a few weeks ago, and it was hot, and we were in Frankfurt. So Hope's aunt, who lives in Frankfurt, came to the game and said, "Hey, why don't you guys between games come home and we'll make lunch? We'll grill some hot dogs or whatever." I'm like, "Great, we have an hour to kill." So we do that, and then she's like, "Who wants broccoli cheddar soup?" Like,
a heavy soup?
Like, nobody should answer yes right now.
No.
I was like trying to be polite, like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty full for the hot dogs. I'll pass." But no, I don't want soup. It's 90 degrees out.
Especially a heavy soup.
Yeah.
Like, no, not good. Yeah, like that's like certain articles of clothing and soup only belong in cold months.
Yes.
Which there are plenty of around here, so stop trying to make fetch happen in the summer.
Yeah, it's basically November to May. It's cold here, so at least
got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Stop trying to force your soup on me.
Yeah. Jerks. Even though I do very much love Hope's aunt. She's great.
Yeah.
And she made us hot dogs, so, I can't be that mad.
I
by the way, she's one whose husband has in his garage, a rack of Nike Monarchs. Like in various forms, like levels of wear.
Nice to own the libs.
There's like the bright white ones for like the big for like important events.
Yeah, formal outings.
Then there's like a little more casual, like they're a little bit dirty.
Yeah,
and then there's like the cut in the grass ones.
Yep, exactly.
I actually years ago took a picture of the rack and sent it to Spice Adams, and he did actually have some sort of response to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the Monarch rack. Yeah.
So when I first moved here to my condo, just because that's what you did, I always kept at least like a pair of crappy shoes with me, because you always keep a pair of crappy shoes for when you have to cut the lawn. It took me like a year to realize you don't have to cut the lawn, dumbass. Why do you have these crap shoes with you?
Just when you hear the lawn crew show up, you just put them on for support.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's just an instinct. It's just what you do when you grew up with the yard. Because at one point it was my yard and my grandma's yard.
Yep.
And it was like Saturday would generally be the day where I would do the yard, our yard, and then Sunday I would go to my grandma's. We'd watch football, and I would do their yard.
I love cutting the lawn, man.
Yeah, it was something that I really didn't mind, unless it was like crazy hot out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those like therapeutic type things.
Addie went yesterday. Hope's dad had a cornea transplant, which is like a major eye surgery. It's basically an organ replacement. So he can't do anything physical for like a month. So he wanted to pay Addie to cut the lawn. And this it's old man hour, okay?
Yeah.
She took like 5 breaks, water breaks. Like, oh, I need to rest. I go, get out there and finish this freaking lawn. Like, it would have taken me 25 minutes to cut this lawn.
Yeah.
And she's like, I need a break. I need to eat. I'm like, by the time you finish cutting the back, the front's going to have regrown. Get out there and cut the damn lawn. Because I was afraid when we went over there that she was going to take the job from me.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to start doing it at our house. But no, our yard's too big. It would take her 3 days to finish with all of her breaks and everything. So that
Did you try and make her a participation trophy for finishing?
Yeah, great. Good job. And then my father-in-law gave her $30.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yep.
And Hope was pissed. She's like, used to pay me $5. It's inflation.
It's inflation, and it's also grandkid versus your own kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I already love my grandkid more than I love my daughter, and I don't even know if I'm going to have a grandkid. But I'm like, oh, someday I might have a grandkid. I love that kid, whoever it is.
Oh, I get to send that kid home when they're annoying.
Yes.
That's great.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
So a place that actually I should take my niece pretty soon is I had my second trip to the donut experiment in Lombard. 3 donuts, all delicious. So I got, now I think 2 of these are the same as what I got the first time. I'd be lying if I said I remember, but I know one for sure. And this is one of those basically not build your own, but just like they give you a little like checklist. And you get to choose one of this, one of this, one of this to go on your cake donut. And the key to all of it is how light the cake donut is. Like, I would say it's lighter than the Tellerico Martin one.
Ooh.
So, like,
if you don't know, by the way, those are the ones at 7-Eleven.
Yes.
And at Fry the Coop, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So that's just, if you need a reference point, lighter than that in terms of the cake donut. So I got the vanilla icing with fruity pebbles. Incredible. You get the texture difference. You get that flavor in there. Yeah. It was awesome. Second one I got caramel icing with cinnamon sugar.
Ooh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a winner right there.
That one
and the textures too.
Mm-hmm. Loved it. That was probably my favorite of the 3 donuts.
Okay.
And then the last one, chocolate icing with chocolate chips and a raspberry drizzle.
Ooh, that sounds real good.
Yeah. Like, they have options there for the drizzle, and it's basically you get to choose an icing, a topping, and a drizzle if you want. All for the same stock price.
All right, we got to try this place. This is we're always looking for weekend adventures to have.
It's that Murderer's Row right across the street from Yorktown Mall, where there's a ramen place that opened up.
Yep.
So there's the ramen place next to the sushi place. Go right across, like the way is, and it's still like within the same area, is Bat 17, which I went to a while back, which is next to the Burrito Paradilla. Like, that's a chain place that's pretty much everywhere, which is then the Donut Experiment, which is then a Bricks Pizza. And then it's right across from the patio.
This is a good reminder, by the way, that anything we talk about and anything we have actually had on the podcast is on the I'm Fat map. So if it meets our standard of approval, and most places do because we're fat, you can find it on the I'm Fat map, including a lot of the places Rick is talking about. I just had something to ask you. Damn it.
Donuts.
Options,
checklist.
I don't know. It'll come back to me.
Family, sending your kid away.
Forgot.
Yeah, I don't
know. Well, that's a good time as any to remind people to go buy yourself a new Mazda at Mazda of Orland Park. And I am especially grateful for my Mazda this week because Hope was driving Addie and her friend to softball camp in Burbank, and someone on the tri-state tried to get from the I-pass lanes to the cash lanes and cut over 3 lanes and hit Hope's car, the CX-5, pretty severely and at very high speed. And aside from some body damage on the front of the CX-5, everybody's fine. Everybody's safe. The car is drivable. So that's one part of the Mazda I have not spoken about yet is the safety element of it. We've been in 3 accidents in the CX-5 now. None of them our fault. We got rear-ended once. One guy kind of stopped paying attention, so we veered out of his lane because he was going to rear-end somebody and veered into our driver's side door. And then this one that just happened, safe on all of them. And so really, aside from it being a great and reliable vehicle, it's also a safe vehicle. So go to MazdaofOrlandPark.com or call 708-444-3200 and ask for Eric. He will get you started on the process. I just got my CX-30 last month, made my first car payment on it. Woo! Yeah. And so it's a month old officially, and just driving the hell out of it. My buddy Brian, we went to pick up Addie at their house yesterday. He took it for a ride around the block a couple times because he's a car aficionado, and he loved it. So yeah, go get your own at Mazda of Orland Park. We talked about the TikTok we did.
Yes.
And our new segment, which we spent some time getting off the ground. But finally, Monday, I said to Rick, hey, not doing anything. Actually, I went to Moon Mullen's wake and said, I got some time to kill between work and the wake. Want to meet me at Jay's Beef. And not Hanover Park. Why am I?
Harwood Heights.
Harwood Heights, thank you. I knew it had an H in it. And went in there, and just as soon as we walked in the door, saw a lot of cankles.
The 2 guys in the back right were the 2 guys from the bicycles or motorcycles that used to be the logo. I mean, it was perfect. We took one step in, and I was like, we're home.
Yeah, this is our place. And both, I think our kind of our mindset when we try these places, and a lot of people since then have sent a ton of suggestions. We have a ton of suggestions. And if you have a place you want us to try, hit us up. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Kind of want to go with what puts the place on the map, right? So
yeah,
we both got Italian beef. Rick, you got yours with, did you get the provolone or the mozzarella?
Provolone.
Okay, you got the provolone and the beef. I got the sweet peppers and the beef. We also got a large fry and a large onion ring to share. And I said it in the review, and if you want to go watch it, I'm fatpod on TikTok rather. As good of a beef sandwich as I've ever had. The juice was delicious. Perfect amount of salty and all the flavors you need in a gravy. And it wasn't a soaking wet sandwich. Right. It was definitely wet enough where every bite I had that kind of that spongy bite, but it also wasn't falling apart in my hands. I thought it was terrific. The fries were good. The onion rings were great. I loved it. And now I know why everyone tells us, hey, go try Jay's Beef in Harwood Heights, because it was great.
Absolutely. You guys know I'm a little iffy when it comes to how much juice is in the bread. I'd rather almost have it on the side and just be able to pour it over each bite. But that was the perfect amount, because it didn't feel like a race against the clock. Yes. And that's my thing, is I don't want to, that's part of my issue sometimes with it's one way to be against the clock with the beef and cheddar from Portillo's. It starts out as one race against the clock and ends as another.
Yeah.
But no, it's right up there. I don't know if I have definitive rankings, but it's a top 2 or 3 beef I've ever had.
Okay.
It is incredible. It was a half hour for me to get there. I would make that half-hour drive to get that beef again.
Yeah, it was. I thought. I mean, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So I went from the West Loop to Skokie for Moon's Wake, so that was right in the middle. And I just, on a whim, hey, this is sort of a place people have said we should try, and it's kind of close-ish for both of us. Let's give it a shot. So
yeah, hey, you're not working. Thanks, Odyssey. Let's go do this. Okay, sure.
Well, now everybody's yelling at us that we have to go try Mr. Beef on Orleans, and that's in the city.
Okay.
So I don't know, how willing you are to travel downtown and then try to find parking and all that crap, but we should try something different than beef this time.
Okay.
So I sent you a place, Lem's Barbecue on I think it's East 75th or East 79th that popped up in my timeline, and it's a name I've heard forever.
Yes.
But I've never tried it. So maybe that's a place we try next, because I have been hankering for some good barbecue.
Yeah.
Are you finding it harder to find good barbecue lately?
I mean, my standbys are still there.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of in a barbecue hole now that Maze is not there anymore. and they are going to reopen soon. But
Yeah.
I just don't have anything. Like, I have some Cheney stuff around me. Like, there's patio, and patio is really good.
Yeah.
But I don't have that like down home kick-ass barbecue place.
Yeah. See, like I've got, if I want to go one direction, and members of One Direction, I can go to Steamboat Barbecue, which is technically, I think, considered Wheaton. And then in the other direction, I can go to Oakbrook and go to Real Urban.
Yeah.
So I've got both of those,
I'm telling
which
you,
are
man,
great options.
I've said this before, but you and Lombard, you are in like the center of food. I mean, you have all the greats around you.
Yeah.
You're in a
I'm
great
lucky.
spot to stay fat.
Oh, believe me. I have stayed fat, and I expand.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So again, if you have suggestions for us, we'll try to like populate a list and see what works with our schedules and reasonable travel times.
Yeah.
I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Speaking of that, I heard from our friend from the Wisconsin State Fair,
Jen?
Jen Puente, our friend from Between Two Fats last year.
Yeah.
The State Fair is in, I think, the first week of August.
We doing this?
I think we're doing this.
Nice.
I think we're doing a Chewing the Fat deluxe edition
Oh,
at the
it's
Wisconsin State Fair.
You know what we could do if we really wanted to stretch it out and make things easy on us? Because, stretching things out is what we're good at.
Yeah.
We record a ton of them, and then we just release them once a week for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here's August.
Yeah, right. Here's the s'mores burrito or whatever the hell they're going to have this year at the Wisconsin State
Dude,
Fair.
I can't wait. Jen gave us the date that they're releasing what the food's going to be. So we should probably have her on after, like, once the food's released. So,
Yes.
we can go through all 30 pages of the items on a stick that are going to be there.
The items on a stick. And it's exactly what it is, too.
Yep.
Everything on a stick.
It's incredible. So I can't wait for that. We were planning on going last year. I know I had a whole thing planned last year to go up there with Layla Rahimi and Jordan Malley. And then we looked at the weather and it's like, oh, it's going to be 95 plus
Yeah.
with 90% humidity
Sounds fun.
and really great chance at rain. So we're like, we're just going to take the L on this one.
Yeah. We'll dream about the food instead. But yeah, we should talk to Jen again once the list is released. She's a great guest. You could she's done a million of these interviews. You can tell.
Yeah.
And she's delightful.
Yeah.
I don't know what her marital status is, Rick, but I have visions of you and her falling in love.
Can have the Unity cheese curd.
Yeah, that's you gotta eat it like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just with the string between you. Yeah, I guess that would be a reverse Lady and the Tramp, right? You'd have to bite it and then pull back.
Oh, true.
We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Well, if it gets to that point, we'll come up with a strategy. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't wait to get up there to see that and be around more of our people, because north of that border,
Oh yeah,
friends.
our folks definitely.
Oh, yes.
Those are our peeps for sure. But yeah, I can't wait to talk to her because everything she described was almost like if you had like a fat generator on the internet, like a fat food item generator, and you just hit scramble, it would like come up with, pulled pork nacho tots.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah,
sure. It's a random food generator, and they make it work because it's Wisconsin. And if it's got cheese on it, it's there.
Pork, cheese, and covered in chocolate? Sure. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's like your Taco
like a
Bell,
mole.
your Taco Bell ice cream cone we discussed.
Yeah,
earlier in the show.
exactly.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I found this, and by finding this, I mean I was mentioned in this by my other employer for writing stuff for MBA. It's 4 for 4. They put out a build your ultimate 4th of July meal with $15 thing.
Okay. Oh,
Let me tell you, as a company that tries to find value in the betting market and the fantasy markets, there's value on this board.
Yeah, you need to advise them on the draft board next year.
Yeah. Mind you, this is fine because it means we get either more food or better food.
Right.
So I think what they were trying to do was, in theory, have people pick 4 items maybe, But then everything could be at least either way, it's full out. I'll just run down what's each dollar amount.
Okay.
Your $5 items: hot dog, chips, okay, ice cream, beer.
Okay.
Your $4 items: burger, corn, pie, mixed drink.
Okay.
Your $3 item: brats, potato salad, cookies, lemonade.
Yep.
The $2 items: sliders, mac and cheese, cupcake, iced tea.
All right.
And your $1 items: salad.
I don't know that word.
Don't either. Baked beans.
Sald? The hard A? Salade? I don't know.
I don't know. So that thing, baked beans, berries, and water.
Okay, I see what they have done here. What they want you to do is pick one entree, one side, one dessert, and one drink
Sure.
for every dollar item.
However, there's value, so you can get more stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Are we going to stick to what they're trying to do, or are we going to act?
No, I want more.
Fair enough.
I want more things.
All right. All right. Let's want to pick from the. Boy, yeah. This is.
Do you want me to just run down my meal while you're finalizing
go
your thoughts?
for it. Yeah. So we have $15 to spend based on this menu.
$15 to spend.
And again, if you're on YouTube, this is more enjoyable because you get to see the graphic.
Right. Yeah. At least it's like good pictures of all these things. I don't know what
for
that
sure.
salad thing is to know if it's good.
We'll have to Google that.
Right. So, in terms of like your meats, I went with, because I'm assuming you're at least getting a solid version of all of these things.
Yeah.
I went with the brat
Okay.
and the sliders.
Okay. So that's
Because then
$5.
So I'm getting like a burger aspect here at a big discount, at literally half the price.
Yeah.
Then the fact that mac and cheese is $2,
Yeah, that's a bargain.
what are we doing here? Like mac and cheese all day.
Yeah.
So I'm here for that. I'm doubling up on my desserts because there's too much value on the board.
Right.
The cookies are $3. Here for it.
Yep.
I know we're not the biggest cupcake people in the world,
Yeah.
but the cupcakes being $2, when you think about the format here, yes, I'll sign up for that all day. So that leaves me $3. And while I'm not getting booze, I'm going to be food drunk, and I'll top it off with some lemonade. So brat, slider, mac and cheese, cookie, cupcake, lemonade. Winning.
That's really solid. For me, I have to have beer, and it is overpriced. On the 4th of July, I need beer. I'm sorry. So that's gonna be my $5 investment is the beer. All right.
Okay.
I'm going burger for $4, so that's $9.
Okay.
$3, I'm going cookies.
Sure.
12. Give me $2 for mac and cheese.
Slam dunk.
That's 14. And I'll take water for $1 because I need to pace myself on a hot day between beers.
Okay.
So burger, beer, cookies, mac and cheese, and water.
That's solid.
I'm happy. And cookies are unlimited.
Right.
I don't have
That's
to
the
limit
thing.
it to, one slice of cake or one cupcake or whatever. I just take as many as I can walk past.
Yes. Yeah, I obviously by my choices, I think there's a lot of value in that $2 and $3 range. Instead of going for that first pick, if you're willing to trade back and get a few more picks and accumulate them in the middle rounds, I think you're in a great place with this.
I think I would have flipped burgers and hot dogs in terms of the entree. And that would have made my menu a little bit better. Because I feel like on the 4th I can have unlimited hot dogs, and I'm going to find out this afternoon. Yes. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with mine. That's probably what my plate would look like anyway.
The fact that mac and cheese is below potato salad.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And what are chips doing at $5? Unless they're just going for, okay, what's the most iconic, stuff? But,
it's
are
like a
chips
Ruffles.
a
lay.
I mean, I get it.
You need to send a strongly worded email to your bosses at 4 and say,
I censored myself there too, which is good for me.
if you and I were smart, we would make something like this every year around the holidays and get some interaction on the old internets there. But We'll figure that stuff out eventually.
Everybody else does it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But sure. Hey, if
you know what's better than creating things yourself? Judging the people that do.
Good point. You know what makes things really, really well? And we don't need to
Frato's
judge
Culinary
them.
Kitchen?
Yes. They've been going nuts on social media lately.
Yes, they
And I
have.
shared to our I'm Fat Pod Instagram stories a video of the giant mozzarella stick. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. It is a foot long mozzarella stick, and the guy breaks it in half, and the cheese just oozes out of it. It just looks absolutely amazing.
And it's like a pepper jack cheese too. So
oh man, the place is so damn good. Ooh, speaking of pepper jack, real quick side note. Merck's,
Okay.
you know Merck's cheese?
yeah.
They have a pepper jack now, and it's fantastic. So find
Oh.
that. Yeah, find that and get it. I ate like an entire thing of club crackers in that one night. I'm like, it's a healthy snack. Anyway, Frato's Culinary Kitchen. It's not just the mozzarella sticks. It's all the I'm Fat items that we've mentioned. The I'm Fat burger, the I'm Fat pizza, the I'm Fat mac and cheese.
There were some people on the old fan page that made it out to Frato's this week.
Yes, thank you for that. And thank you for tagging us and them in the post. Very,
And
very
wearing
helpful.
the merch.
Wearing the merch, absolutely. We appreciate all that stuff. That is so helpful. You have no idea how helpful that is for us and for Frato's and for everybody involved. So please keep that up if you go. Just tag us and them together in your post, and we would greatly appreciate it. Also, FratosBakery.com, the best damn cookies I've ever had. No joke. They are the best I've ever had. Order some cookies from FratosBakery.com. You can't go wrong. And like we say every week, RC Machine. I mean,
Yes.
what more do you need
Clutch.
to know? It is at 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Stay tuned for more big news on Frato's as the summer progresses. Follow them on Instagram for all your food porn needs at Frato's Pizza. They also shared one of their chefs made a it's like a barbecue bourbon pizza or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that looked good.
Yep. Shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie's the one that posted the picture of them going to Frato's.
Thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate that. All right, one thing I want to mention before we get to Ask a Fat. I've mentioned CrossRoads on Madison a couple times on this podcast. So the CHGO Blackhawks crew went there this week, and Mario ordered a burger, but he also got corn bites. They're called corn bites. So they're like little deep fried balls of corn. They're amazing. It's like sweet corn fried. And then it came with this dip, and we couldn't figure out what it was. It was a maple honey dip. So it's like a little like a glaze, but not like as thick as honey. It was like a little bit lighter than that to dip these corn bites in. Oof. If you go to CrossRoads, make sure you get those corn bites with that maple honey dip. It's fantastic. It's so
I
good.
may be having an opportunity to be near there in the next couple weeks.
Well, if
So
you're there,
might
you
have
better
to
call
try
me.
that.
I'm right there.
Well, yeah, well, I might be right there.
Really?
Yes, it's a possibility.
Like right there? Like the same office?
Yeah, like the Bulls guys were like, "Hey, do you want to come on someday?"
Yes.
So
Yes.
someday I will be there to do a podcast.
That would be great.
Yes.
Try to go between Monday and a Wednesday because that's when I'm there.
Okay.
Actually, next week I'm there every day.
It
'cause
wouldn't be
it's-
next week because I think they're at Summer League now.
Oh, yeah. We have, if you do care about hockey, CHGO Blackhawks is going to be all over it. We've got the draft Thursday and Friday. We'll be live for the first round on Thursday, and then the second and third rounds on Friday. Then we'll also do a post-draft reaction show on Friday night.
Nice.
Then the next week we're at prospects camp, and then free agency starts on Wednesday. It's going to be a crazy 2 weeks, so make sure you are tuned in to CHGO
Did they
Blackhawks.
trade to Brinkat yet?
No.
Did they get the top 5 picks yet?
No. I think so. All right. Because a lot of people probably just heard that and are like, why the hell would they trade to Brinkett? And we're talking about it a lot because the rumors won't go away. The reason is because if you can get into like a top 3 pick and another first round pick and probably several really solid prospects, you're probably actually accelerating your rebuild by making that trade. Because you're probably going to get those, whatever your pieces you add will probably become your top 4 prospects, which is shows you how bare the cupboard is right now for the Hawks because Stan Bowman sucks. But we're not advocating just like trading him just to trade him. It would be what one hockey analyst called a franchise ruining trade. That's how much they would get back for him, allegedly. So we'll see.
Wow.
Anyway,
See?
it's not why you called.
That's what us people that know about hockey can talk about.
Yes. All right, let's get to the Ask a Fat, shall we?
The fingers you have used to dial are too fat. To obtain a special dialing wand, please mash the keypad with your palm now.
Thought I would change it up this week. Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy. Make sure if you have a comment for the Fat Phone, 708-858-3314, or you can email us, imfatpod@gmail.com. Here's Charlie with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, barbecue, chorizo, and raspberry chipotle bacon. For bacon jams, we have the original, the bourbon, and the peach habanero. As always, we have the t-shirts, hockey jerseys, stickers, and winter hats, but coming soon, probably at the end of the summer with the way that the supply chain is going, but some new ball caps are coming in. Nice. Take a few sneak peeks of those in the next couple of weeks. Give you guys the full picture when I get one. I appreciate everybody's patience this week. The family did get COVID finally. Yes, Sasha too. You did. I know. Yep. So she says, thanks a lot for your patience. For the Bacon Report, this is Sasha, and I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Charlie the Bacon Baby. That's adorable.
Already trying to sneak onto the podcast. I mean, I get it. She's going to take over with Addie at some point.
Yep.
I got you. You span the generations a little bit there. Cool.
It's a family business. We got to hand it down. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, get yourself some bacon from Charlie and Sasha, of course. There's no COVID in the bacon. That's not the special batch this month. I have seen the hats, the mock-ups of the hats, and they are sweet. I will wear one of those faux show. And the winter hats, if you can even think about that right now, look great too. They're really awesome. Black knit caps are fantastic. You want to rob a bank? Perfect hat for it. Just perfect. Charlie the Bacon Guy at
so you can get more money so you can pay for more bacon.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all cyclical. Charlie the Bacon Guy at gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, or at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Place your order. Get what you want. Stock up. Again, special orders are available if you order enough, so get some people together and get whatever you're looking for. Charlie's Bacon is out of this world, and so many of you have tried it, and we appreciate that. So keep trying it. All right, first voicemail.
Hey there, Jay and Rick. It's Tom, Proud Fat from the 815. Just wanted to talk to you guys about graduation party food. My oldest daughter graduated from high school this past May. So we've been doing the graduation party circuit, doing a lot of good eating. Obviously, the pulled pork, there's other sandwiches, and tacos in a bag have been kind of a mainstay for some of the parties we've been to. But I happened to come across one on Sunday where it was Build Your Own Mac and Cheese Bar featuring some pretty tasty mac and cheese. There was some rotisserie chicken there to place with your mac and cheese, as well as the French fried onion bits, barbecue sauce, bacon, also extra cheese and broccoli for those that wanted it. Just wanted to say that the mac and cheese bar was a huge hit with me. And my question for you guys is, what are your top 5 graduation party foods? All right. Look forward to hearing your answer. See you guys. Bye.
Oh, that sounds good. I like the extra cheese, by the way.
Yeah, that's very us. Yeah. Now, the thing is, I don't know about you, Jay, but it's been a minute since I've been to a graduation party because I have a vague memory of some of them from when I graduated high school. My biggest memory is stupidly not realize. Well, I didn't realize there was going to be basketball and people playing. So I'm like, I can play. I'm wearing sandals.
Oh, yep.
Definitely rolled my ankle pretty good.
Yeah.
There. So, So someone's mom was nice and got me the old ice. But for that, like, if we're just thinking like more catering type thing.
Yeah. That's if it comes in a not a steel pan, but a tinfoil pan.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. You eat out of it and then you play music out of it.
Yeah. Right.
I think if I wanted to be slightly unique, I would go the barbecue route.
Yeah, like a big thing of pulled pork.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty solid.
Yep, that's probably, and then, you get yourself some cornbread, whatever other sides you want to get. Like, probably still have like a fry or something along those lines. But yeah, have whoever the graduate is pick a few things out, but also the fact that the graduation circuit is not a lie at all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's nonstop.
Like I remember that from high school where it's like you go from like doing nothing to then having like almost an entire month be like, oh, my weekends are exclusively going from this party to this party to this party to this party. Mind you, not complaining.
No.
It was a lot of fun, but it really is. And then like after that month, it's like, oh, like this is back to like normal dead time summer. And then it's like, oh, I got to get ready for college.
Yeah. For me, it was 8th grade. That was like because I went to school with the same people from like preschool to 8th grade. Okay. So they were our only friends, and everybody was, even though there were like cliques and better friends and stuff, everybody was close. Everybody knew each other. So we would just jump party to party. And like I remember we ended up in my parents' house in the pool, everybody in their clothes, just swimming in the pool. Like 8th grade was when I was cool. That's when I peaked, 1992. Okay. It's been downhill since then, but that's when I peaked. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah, your barbecue call is great. I'm always a sucker for like the big pan of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Be it from like, I remember Brown's used to have the best catering chicken, but Brown's are so hard to find now. Hey. They're really tough to find, but like even the Jewel chicken and stuff like that is fantastic. Yeah. Of course, the Italian beef. Mm-hmm. That's an easy one, crowd pleaser. And then, yeah, you got to have a mac and cheese. You got to have a good solid side. Even like a pasta salad I'll take now and again. But remember, last week I was at a graduation party, and that's where those tacos came from. Damn it, I said it wrong last week, and now I'm going to forget what it is again. I actually corrected myself on the old Twitters in hopes like, it wasn't that, it was this, you ass. Like, I can't think of it. Los Camales.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
See, like, how do you take your? Because like I have my like one notebook that now that I don't have as much to do, I don't go through as much, so I can just like flip back a couple pages and find last week and be like, oh yeah, we talked about X.
Yeah, I keep it usually in a
ecstasy,
an iPhone note.
Okay.
So every week I delete what we talked about and add more. Mm-hmm. So I should probably keep them. This week I did write it down. I have everything down on my field notes. But yeah. I forget, but I think we got pretty much everything covered in terms of Papa Joe's. There's one in Oak Lawn, and I think there's one in Orland. Their lemon chicken is just a fantastic. Okay. And then sometimes, like when you get that, they'll have like the Vesuvio potatoes that come with it, like in it, like kind of floating in the.
Yeah,
that's really solid. That might be my number one, but it's like very specific to that place.
Yeah.
All right, I feel good about that list.
Hey, vets. I got 2 things for you today. This is Blake from Oak Park. Sorry. One food tradition I want to throw out there. After Thanksgiving dinner, we go bowling for some reason, and that's tradition. But we have pizza dip after that. My Aunt Gail's pizza dip is fantastic.
What is that?
The other thing I wanted to ask was, have you guys seen The Bear on Hulu? Or FX, maybe. FX, Hulu, both, all, whatever. It's a show about a guy who's Philip from Shameless. His brother dies, leaves him a beef restaurant. He starts up the beef restaurant, but he's like a classically trained chef, tries to make it all fancy. And anyways, filmed inside of Mr. Beef on Orland Avenue. Has a nice montage at the end of the last episode with famous beef stands, Parky's, Johnny's Beef, Mr. Beef. Anyways, yeah, you have a favorite beef stand, and have you seen the show? It's definitely worth watching. So it's all about Chicago. They have a nice little fight about ketchup. So yeah, just wondering if you had any thoughts on that. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Yes, we have both watched The Bear. Rick, I know, finished it. I am on episode 3.
There's 8.
Yeah, there's 8. We won't spoil it, but
no.
Let's say this. If you're into this podcast, you're going to love The Bear. And I've heard like food industry people say it is like the most accurate depiction of what working in a place like that is actually like. Yeah. Like the chaos of it. And if you've ever read, Rick, I don't know if you ever read, have you ever read Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain?
I haven't.
You should totally, I'm not a big reader. I don't have the attention span for it, but I read that book in like 2 days. I loved it.
Okay.
It's really a behind the scenes look at how the culinary industry works, and it's great. But this show it's high paced. Like they really do a good job of like capturing the manic energy of a kitchen.
Yes.
And like all the different personalities trying to work together. And then also there's this great dramatic storyline that's like coinciding with it. But Blake summed it up really well. It is Lip from Shameless takes over his brother's restaurant after he commits suicide. And he is like a classically trained, like high-end chef that tries to come in and revitalize the Chicago beef stand. But the cooking scenes are just,
oh yeah,
oh my God.
It's so, and this is the basketball person in me showing, where watching The Wire made me like kind of more aware of this, of The Wire having, when you ask any of the people that were on it or wrote in it or whatever, that the main character was the city of Baltimore.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not the main character in this, but the city of Chicago and the food in and of itself are main characters
right
in this. Maybe not the standout number one like Baltimore and The Wire, but like there's so many references in there. Like,
but it's also not forced.
Exactly. It's just part of it. Like in the middle of, it's later, but it doesn't spoil anything. Like you have one person be Minnie Minoso's name gets brought up. And then one of the people in the kitchen goes, "Who's Minnie Minoso?" And everybody jumps on him and just like is rattling off Minnie Minoso stats and just like anecdotes and stuff. And just like that type of thing where it's like, you hope everybody appreciates it. But if you are in or from the Chicago area, you don't even have to be from the city in and of itself, but like just the area, you get the vibe. You love, like, it's so good. And without spoiling anything, like towards the end, like a lot of the dynamics really, really hit. Like full disclosure, like I 100% teared up at different points in both of the last episodes.
Yeah, I have not gotten that far yet, but I can see that as coming. But if you like, aside from Chicago being the star, you could see a lot of the actors are getting the accent down. And the guy who plays Richie, his name is Eben Moss Bachrach. He says "jag off" in the most Chicago way. It's perfect.
Yes, he does.
He's got it down.
He was one step away from saying Jagmere Jaguar.
Yeah, jag off. He's got it down. And it's. I always like, whenever places are like, it's a great Chicago show, I always sort of meet that with like an eye roll, because I hate when it's forced down your throat. But they do a great job of capturing like the vibe and the culture of the city. If you've never been to Chicago, and I think most of our listeners have, but there's probably a good portion that haven't, it just captures the energy of the city very, very well. And I know, like, from people outside of Chicago and Chicagoland, your image is like constant gunfire in a war zone. And it's just not the reality. Like, that's right. And it's a horrible problem. I'm not downplaying it at all, but it's in very isolated parts of the city that are incredibly impoverished, that are forgotten by, or they're either forgotten by or completely corrupted by politicians. It's places that basically the infrastructure has abandoned. Yes. And it's by design. Like, look up redlining. It is a real thing. Like the Dan Ryan Highway, if you've ever been to U.S. Cellular, what is it called? Guaranteed Rate Field, literally separates like races. Yep. Honestly, like, it is the dividing line. And a lot of Chicago is that way. So if you truly want to understand the problems in Chicago, it's not just Chicago. It's a huge thing that's been happening over hundreds of years. So, but the parts of the city depicted in the show are, I think, is it filmed in Mr. Beef on Orleans? Is that what Blake said?
That's what he said.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Mind you, I haven't really looked anything up either. So another thing off of what you mentioned in terms of people saying it's a great Chicago show, they never say, "Oh, that's a great LA show. Oh, that's a great New York show." It's like, it's one of those times where I try to not let the coastal bias really get to me, because it's just kind of the way things are. Yeah. And that's where production companies are and all that type of thing. But you know what? Like, screw that. It's still the third biggest city in the country. So to treat it like, give it like, even Boston will give it like the, "Oh, you're Chicago, that's adorable" thing. Like, screw you.
No, get
like
bent.
how about that? Yeah. Just
Also,
the fact
Boston,
that-
if the Proud Boys marched through the streets of Chicago, they wouldn't be there long.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's like, you know what? It doesn't have to, you never hear anything say, "Oh, it's a great New York show. Oh, it's a great LA show." No, you're not like patting the head of the Midwest here. This is a major metropolitan city.
Yep. Yeah. Good.
Put some respect on our name.
Well said. Very well said. But yeah, cannot recommend The Bear more.
It's
And
so good.
Side note, I've just finished season 3 of Barry on HBO with Bill Hader, and that is one of my favorite shows ever. And if you get a little like tired through the middle of the 3rd season, it does drag a little bit in the middle, but the last 2 episodes are freaking brilliant. So finish Barry if you've not started it. If you've not started it, start it because it's great. All right, let's get to the emails because we got quite a few of them.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Ask a Fat is not currently sponsored. I'm FatPod if Gmail. I'm fatpod@gmail.com if such things interest you. This one comes from Steve in Oak Park. He says, my wife and I recently went to Portillo's for the first time in a few months. Of course, the beef and dogs are always great, but I've always been a huge fan of the Maxwell Street Polish. It always has a slight char. The sausage is huge and juicy, phrasing, and the grilled onions and mustard are the perfect toppings. It's such a quality product, yet I never hear anyone talk about it being one of Portillo's best items. They also had their lemon cake back, which I hadn't seen in quite some time. I assume this is just summer availability. Maybe it's just a scarcity thing for me, but I've always preferred it over the chocolate cake shake. Chocolate cake. What are some of the best, less heralded items at well-known restaurants you think don't get the credit they deserve? That's from Steve in Oak Park. I mean, that's a really good call. There's a lot of stuff like that at Portillo's too.
Yeah.
Where like everyone talks about the beef and the hot dogs, but like the beef and cheddar, which you mentioned earlier, is on a croissant.
Yes.
And that's amazing. Even like their chicken tenders are awesome, which I know sounds weird. People love their salads. If you're a salad person, if you've got the what is it, Bertolini's or whatever it's called in there.
Yeah. And they're giant. Like
yeah,
they give you,
huge.
it's a huge salad.
Yes. But the Polish, as you mentioned, is terrific too. Yeah, there's so much good stuff at Portillo's. Otherwise,
You know what's a place that we mentioned already that's like that, where it's like pretty much you can't go wrong. Whatever you get is the patio.
that's correct. Yes.
Like you could get barbecue, you could get.
Well, yeah. Like I think a lot of people think patio is like just ribs.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
it's got great
they have
burgers.
a giant menu.
Hope gets this chicken ranchero sandwich, which is like a big grilled chicken breast, ranch sauce, bacon. Like, and I'll tell you, like when you go to patio, when you order, like every time you go, you're gonna get the same thing. There's no like they're the most consistent restaurant ever.
Yep. The mozzarella sticks are really good from there.
Ooh, I haven't had those.
Yeah, those are really good. I generally will get now, like I'll go every once in a while and I'll like sit aside because hey, I've got the time.
Yeah.
So I've kind of turned into the person where if it's like a chill place like that, I might actually bring some headphones or really just bring my earbuds, listen to a podcast, eat some lunch. Because most of the time I'm just going by myself anyway. So I might as well like have something to listen to. I'll get the brisket sandwich. I'll get the onion rings and I am set.
Yeah. That is a place too where like older people just go and chill.
Oh, 100%.
And they don't bug you. It's very like, I don't know. The patio is such a unique place.
It really
you can't
is.
really compare it to anything.
No. It's almost like how, like, and maybe this is just my experience, a place like Colonial Cafe used to be. Where it's like, when I think, what's a place that your older crowd, for all the olds out there, like, what's the place the older crowd is probably going to go?
Right.
That the place that used to be open more in the 90s that I think of it for, that now just has their own little like frozen items. Marie Callender's.
Yeah.
That was a big place for the olds. Baker Square is a great place for the olds.
Definitely.
Still, I need to go to Baker Square and get me a pie.
Oh, you know what? This reminded me, and I should have mentioned this during the bear conversation because watching the bear made me go get a beef sandwich. So we went to Nikki's at Beverly, which I've talked about, 105th and Western.
Yeah.
And usually I go in and get their buffalo tenders because they're just amazing. But this week I got their Italian beef, which was great. And I wanted to try their pizza puff. Like,
I haven't had a proper pizza puff in so long.
I'm going to send you a picture of this, and Micah will put it up on the video stream here on the YouTube page. I'm not a big pizza puff guy, and I kind of want to start being.
Blasphemous.
This is a picture I'm sending you of Addie's tenders, because she got the chicken tenders, and then half of the pizza puff. Really good, really flaky. So if you've been to Nikki's before, their menu is so huge that you might have just skipped kind of the more like routine hot dog joint kind of things. But the pizza puff was fantastic. It had like that really flaky crust.
Yes.
Addie's like, this is like eating a giant pizza roll. I'm like, that's correct. That's exactly what it's like.
Guess what I wolfed down before we started the podcast today?
Yeah, I'm imagining pizza rolls, and I am starving because all I had to say was a Pop-Tart and a beer.
Oh. Yeah, I had brunch pizza rolls pretty much.
What is your go-to Pop-Tart, by the way?
So it's always so growing up it was the s'mores.
Okay. Healthy. Yeah.
And then I kind of went to like the strawberry frosted.
I'm a big brown sugar cinnamon guy.
Yeah.
Those are
and that
awesome.
was like the third. If I wanted to deviate from either, it was always that.
Yeah. I brought home last week a box of those and then a box of the cherry. And Addie's like, don't bring the cherry home anymore. Just stick with the brown sugar cinnamon. I'm like, okay. Cool.
All right.
I was trying to be, trying to diversify, but I'm down. That's what I'll get every time. Those are great.
Yeah. Twist your arm on that one.
Yep. As far as fast food goes, two real quick things in terms of like off the menu, not typical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The McDonald's buttermilk tenders. I think they're buttermilk tenders. They're like different from the nuggets. They're big breaded tenders. Those are really good. And Burger King has jalapeno cheddar bites. They're like just a side item. Those are delicious.
Right, yeah.
Those are really good. So there you go.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, it's like Wendy's. It's like, the baked potato's good.
I always forget they have that.
Yeah. The baked potatoes really good. That used to be my mom's go-to. We used to have a Wendy's right down the street. Like one of those like crazy overpriced franchised ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they had us because they were right down the street and it was
Did it have like the greenhouse windows? Remember those?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wendy's used to have?
Yeah, absolutely. It was like either there or I think there in Baker Square were the only two that would sometimes have those windows.
Yep. Because one probably bought the other at some point.
Yep, pretty much. I think the Baker Square I worked at had those windows, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they
Baker
did.
Square was good. Big French dip guy.
Yes. Ooh,
right.
yeah, their French dip is really good.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, let's rifle through these.
Next
We're
one.
running late.
Oh. Hey, Jay and Rick, this is Kelly from Milwaukee. I heard a news story up here today announcing what the hell was that?
What?
Didn't you go like, hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Kelly. I don't know. I'm drunk.
Just threw
What do you
me
want
for
from
a
me? I had
loop.
a beer and a Pop-Tart today. I'm done.
It threw me for a loop. This is Kelly from Milwaukee. I heard a news story up here today announcing this year's Sporky's nominees at the Wisconsin State Fair. And I remember the awesome Between Two Fats interview that you did last year with the lady from the fair.
Jen.
The fair. Yes, Jen.
It's future
the fair,
Jen Camp.
You're an idiot. The fair had some great nominees this year and maybe some great new food too. I thought you'd both like to check it out at wistatefair.com.
Yes.
Maybe you would even consider a road trip for a Chew the Fat installment.
Yes.
The fair isn't until August 4th through the 14th, so you have some time to plan. I'm originally from Chicago, and I've always listened to The Score, but I'm currently boycotting out of loyalty to the Rick. To the Rick.
The Rick. The Rick.
Oh, God, what a douche. God, if I ever...
For the record, Kelly's email does not say the Rick.
It does not.
It just says Rick.
If I ever, in a serious manner, actually say that, just punch me in the face. I don't care who you are. If I say that in a serious fashion about myself, just no.
Well, the Rick, you sent me a picture of the Rick today before the show. Picture of Rick playing Edward 40 Hands, wearing only a vest and aviators. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The douche levels were high.
Oh, man. In college, yes. Yeah, and I had the necklace on that had my fraternity letters on it.
Was it a puka shell necklace?
No, it wasn't puka shell.
All right, good.
I actually made a point because here's my thought process at the time. Boy, that puka shell necklace is douchey. You know what? I'm not going to do that.
That's your line.
I'm totally not douchey with this necklace.
We'll post
What a
that picture
moron.
too. We'll post that picture too.
Yeah,
All right,
might
Kelly.
as
Yes,
well.
we're coming. We'll be there. Meet us.
Yes, we'll be there. We'll very likely talk to Jen.
All right. Let's go to. We're gonna skip Russ's. Sorry, Russ. We love you, but we'll get to it another time. Just because we're short on time, and you're our producer and you understand these things. This one is from Darby. Also signed Devil Doll. Ooh. I can't believe it took me this long, but I finally tried the Portillo's chocolate cake shake, and it was everything I dreamed it would be and more. I bought it as a reward for myself following an unpleasant medical procedure. Oh, I hope everything's okay. And consumed it in the car on the way home. Once I had slurped up all the delicious cake shake goodness, I was left with a couple inches of cake packed in the bottom of the cup. But being a true veteran fat, I remembered I had a spoon in my purse. Nice. Yes. And was able to scoop out every last morsel of cake. There should be a badge for this, like the Girl Scouts. Yours in fatness. Darby, she says, in my defense, I live in Wisconsin, so for many years I had limited access to Portillo's. I just love the fact that Darby has a spoon in her purse for emergency purposes.
That's incredible.
Fantastic.
And that's I don't know what the badge would be for that, but fat badges.
That could be fun. The badge of honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to take that under advisement.
Yeah, I like that idea.
All right, last one here from Michael. Hey guys, I recently visited the Phoenix area for the first time and couldn't help but notice all the big name fast food places when I was there. It seems like Phoenix is the intersecting point. I can read, I swear to God.
Can.
Is the intersecting point for a lot of regional fast food chains. I saw In-N-Out, Whataburger, Culver's, Shake Shack, Portillo's, and even Waffle House while I was there. Have you come across any other areas in the U.S. with this many places in one location?
I mean, it makes sense because it's where people from the Midwest move.
Yeah.
And people from, the Northwest move. So they want all their beloved places there, which makes sense. I would say Florida, but a lot of these places are not in Florida. So I would think this is
unique.
Yeah, this is the you're right. All those places are in Phoenix. And usually, like you can say Culver's is Midwest, Portillo's is Midwest, Waffle House is in the South, In-N-Out is West Coast. I think Whataburger is West Coast too.
I think so.
And Shake Shack, I'm not really sure where they originated, but yeah, that is kind of the intersection of fast food. That said, still not going there.
Yeah, that said, still like 110 degrees.
Yeah, I'm good.
I would actually be okay with this. Well, I never got to go out. This is the other BS about me getting laid off. I never got to go out to spring training.
Yeah, you never got the perks.
No, I never got any of the perks of the job, except, pre-show meetings and meetings when I walk in the door to question my thoughts. Anywho, everybody enjoy. Well, by the time you're listening to this, hope you enjoyed your 4th of July.
I'm publishing it immediately. It's coming out. It'll be out by 1:30 p.m. No one cares.
All right.
Because we're just talking, but yes, it'll be out today.
Cool. All right. So follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Thank you for all of the emails this week. That's awesome. 708-858-3314 to leave a message on the Fat Phone. Patreon, TeePublic, all that stuff. YouTube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Send the subscription there. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe. Rate and review as well. We're getting ever closer to that 500 review mark. That'd be really nice to be able to hit there. So if you have not done so, please do. And the biggest thing you can do to help us out is support our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. So for today, I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
All right, I think we got a lot accomplished here today.